Good morning, viewers. I am Saraswati. Today, we discuss about the topic is schedules in the transactions. Schedules. Schedules is nothing but whether the transaction is executed in a particular order, the order of the execution of the transaction. The schedules, it may be a different types. It may be a serial schedule, non-serial. In a non-serial, it contains another two category, serializable and non-serializable. In serializable, conflict and view. Non-serializable, recoverable, non-recoverable. Is a cascade and cascadeless. Recall. The dirty read. In the dirty read, is a recall of a given transaction. A situation where a transaction reads uncommitted data. It's another transaction often leading to non-recoverable schedule. The conflict operations, whether the two operations are conflict to each other, it operates on the same data item. Precedence graph is a tool used to detect if a schedule is a conflict serializable. It's a direct graph of transaction. Empathy. In the types of schedule, whether it is recoverable schedule, cascadeless schedule, and strict schedule. Schedule is this transaction T1 and transaction T2. The transaction T1 contains read of A and write of A. Both read of A and write of A will be completed. After that, read of A and write of A will be applied for the another type of transaction. Again, read of B and write of B completed. After that, read of B and write of B completed for another type of transaction. Whether the process is completed means commit. And in the type of T2, it's also commit. If you are using this is a one way of schedule, recoverable schedule. Another way is both read and write a value of A and B. That is read of A and write of A, read of B and write of B. These are the four steps for implementing the transaction T1. And then the transaction T2, read of A, write of A and read of B, write of B, which are used in the transaction T2. It invokes the operations commit. Define. The transaction T1, whether it is read of A and write of A, will be completed only then after the transaction T2 will apply the value of read of A and write of A and write of read of B and write of B. Read of B and write of B will be used only the transaction T2. In T1, it does not use the value of that B. Then aborted and then completed. Is a transaction manager which contains the set of transactions which are stored in the one buffer is called as a transaction manager. In the based on the transaction manager, the schedule will be applicable. The T1, T2, T3, T4, etc. up to Tn. What type of order, the type of transaction will be executed in a particular order is a ideate. The schedule S1 and schedule S2. The schedule is a one type of schedule. S1 contains the two type of transaction T1 and T2. The read of A and write of A. Then both read and write operation will be completed for that variable A. Then the variable A will be accessed only whether it is completed by the T1. Then T2 will be accessed by the variable read of A and write of B. After that, read of B and write of B. Whether the operation is completed. Conflict schedule is used to determine whether the transaction is a conflict or that is interfere with each other. That is interfere means If you are using a variable A in one transaction, the same type of variable will be used in the another type of transaction T2. Then it will be conflict. So we have to form the schedule. The variable A will be applied only for a particular period of time which is used by the transaction T1. The read of A and write of A. If read of A and write of A release, then T2 will be applied for the read of A and write of A. Then after that, read of B will be applicable for T1. These steps will be converted into by swapping read of A and write of A. Then after that, read of A will be executed. And then read of B will be executed. After that, write of A will be executed. This is a mind map of a database scheduling. This contains the four operations read, write, commit, and abort. This objective of scheduling is a data consistency and a concurrent access of transactions. The types of schedule, whether it is serial and non-serial. Serial is a one by one execution. Non-serial is a interleaved execution. Assessment. A schedule is a conflict serializable if and only if its precedence graph is acyclic. Precedence graph is acyclic, there is no cycle. Which of the following operation pair constitute a conflict? Read of X and write of X. Thank you.